Okay, so how many times have you gotten ready for like a picnic, checked the
Sure.
weather app, seen that it said partly cloudy, thought you were good to go, and then
Yeah.
5 minutes after getting there, the sky opens up, it's pouring rain, and you're running for cover? I feel like that's happened to everyone, right?
Yeah.
So today we're taking a deep dive into the world of weather forecasting. But we're not just talking about whether or not to pack an umbrella. We're going way beyond what to expect and looking at how these forecasts can actually give us, well, actionable insights.
Absolutely.
To help us unpack all of this, we've got an expert from tomorrow.io joining us today.
Right. Great to be here.
We're excited to have you because this stuff is fascinating. It's like instead of just telling us what the weather will be, it's like having a weather strategist telling us what to do about it.
Exactly. And I think, one of the biggest issues with traditional weather forecasts is, frankly, they're just not that helpful. They're, like you said, they're too general.
Yeah.
It's helpful to know that it's going to rain at some point today, but if I'm planning an event or trying to run a business, I need more than that.
Right. I need to know, like, will it rain on my event specifically, or should I just be prepared for like a light drizzle?
Yeah,
Because those are two very different situations requiring two very different sets of preparations, right?
absolutely. And that's what makes what tomorrow.io is doing with their resilience platform so interesting, I think,
Yeah.
because they're pulling in all this real-time hyperlocal data, like literally down to the street level, sometimes even building level, and using AI to give really specific recommendations.
It's like instead of just saying expect delays at the airport, it's saying your flight might be delayed. Here are some alternative flights, and here's why.
Exactly. So, for example, let's say your flight's departing from an area that's expecting some sudden wind shear.
Hmm.
Now, the platform sees that, analyzes this hyperlocal data, takes into account historical flight data and anything else relevant, and tells you how likely a delay is,
Wow.
and even suggests other flights that are less likely to be affected.
Okay, see, that's the kind of actionable stuff I'm talking about. Now, I am dying to know, because I'm a bit of a weather nerd, how does it all actually work? Like, paint me a picture. What's going on behind the scenes to make this magic happen?
Sure, so basically it all comes down to intelligent integration.
Hmm.
What Tomorrow.io does is it brings in this massive amount of weather data, and I mean massive. And it's not just the typical stuff you think of, like satellites and weather stations, although they use those too. They also use data from some less conventional sources,
Oh, like what?
like sensors on planes and buildings, all
Hmm.
kinds of stuff. And then their system, which is powered by some seriously advanced machine learning algorithms, basically crunches all of that data, looking for patterns, analyzing trends, and then spitting out these remarkably accurate predictions.
So it's not even just like a weather app at that point. It's like a weather brain almost.
Exactly. And that's really where that resilience part of their name comes into play. It's not just about, okay, here's what the weather will be, good luck. They take that extra step to actually understand what those predictions mean for different industries, for different situations.
So give me an example. Like, how would this work for, say, someone in agriculture?
Sure. So let's say you're a farmer.
Hmm.
You need to know when to plant, when to water, all of that. Well, this platform can take all those hyperlocal weather factors into account and tell you the absolute optimal time to irrigate your crops so you're not wasting water when you don't need to and you're maximizing your yield.
Oh, wow. That's huge, especially with how essential water conservation is becoming in more and more parts of the world. It feels like we're on the verge of a forecasting revolution here. We're going from reactive to proactive, broad strokes to laser focus, and that has huge implications.
Huge implications. Imagine what this kind of tech could do for disaster preparedness, for example. What if you could plan evacuation routes that took microclimates into account? You know, that could seriously improve safety and efficiency during emergencies.
Oh, absolutely. Or even just think about urban planning. Imagine being able to design cities with green spaces placed in a way that takes the weather into account, combating things like the urban heat island effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it really feels like we're moving from just predicting the weather to actually working with it, you know? And that's incredible.
Yeah, the possibilities are really pretty amazing when you think about it.
So here's something for everyone listening to think about. If we can personalize weather forecasting to this extent and make it this impactful, what other areas of our lives could benefit from this kind of data-driven approach? It's something to really sit with and consider, I think, because the potential here is immense.